At 82, I thought I had seen it all. The joys, the heartbreaks, the changes life throws at you. But nothing prepared me for the quiet, creeping regret that came after one decision I never thought I'd question: moving into a nursing home. Back then, it felt like the safest choice. My family reassured me it was for the best: more help, less stress, better care. And for a while, I believed it. But over time, I began to notice what no one had warned me about. Not the brochures, not my doctors, not even my children. This video isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to prepare you. If you or someone you love is considering a nursing home, please hear me out, because these aren't just complaints. These are my 7 deepest regrets. And I hope by sharing them, you won't make the same mistake I did. Number 1. Comfort comes at the cost of control. At first, it felt like a relief. No more cooking, no more laundry, no more worrying about the little things. Everything was done for me. But then, I realized something far more important was being taken from me. My control over my own life. Meals happened at scheduled times, whether I was hungry or not. Lights went out at a set hour, whether I was tired or still wide awake. Even going outside for a walk required asking someone, waiting, hoping they had time to help. I used to decide what I wore, what I ate, when I got up, when I sat in my chair with my favorite book and let the sun warm my face. Now, even those small choices started to feel like privileges instead of rights. I remember sitting on the edge of the unfamiliar bed one morning, reaching for a book that wasn't there. And it hit me. This wasn't my home. This wasn't my life. It was a version of life handed to me, pre-scheduled, pre-approved, and polite enough to smile, while quietly taking away my independence. You don't notice how much freedom matters until every small decision is made for you, and by the time you start to miss it, you've already adapted. If you're thinking about moving into a nursing home, ask yourself, are you truly ready to give up the little freedoms that make life yours? Because once they're gone, you may never get them back. Number 2. When you're out of sight, you're easy to forget. When I first moved in, the visits came often. My daughter stopped by every week. My grandkids came on weekends. There were hugs, stories, laughter. I still felt connected. But slowly, the rhythm changed. Phone calls replaced visits. Then the calls got shorter. Then they didn't come at all. Holidays were the hardest. "I promise we'll be there, Grandma," they'd say. But plans would change, something would come up, and I'd sit in the common room, surrounded by others just like me, waiting for someone who never walked through the door. It's not that they stopped loving me. It's that life moved on, and I wasn't in it anymore. Out of sight, out of mind. People assume you're doing fine, that you're adjusting, that you're settled. But the truth is, the longer you're in a nursing home, the easier it is for the outside world to forget you're still inside, needing them. I remember holding the phone one evening, wondering if I should call my son. But I didn't want to be a burden, so I put it down. And that's when it really hit me. This was my life now. Hoping, waiting, shrinking. So if you're considering this path, ask yourself, are you prepared for the kind of loneliness that creeps in, even when you're surrounded by people? Because it's not about being alone, it's about being forgotten. Number 3. Rest isn't the same as purpose. When I moved in, I told myself, this will be good. I've earned the rest. No more cleaning, no more cooking, no more daily to-do lists. But after a few weeks, the silence started to feel heavy. You see, at home, even the small routines gave my life rhythm. Watering the plants, making coffee, folding laundry. These weren't just chores. They were reminders that I still mattered, that I was still needed. In the nursing home, everything was done for me. My bed was made, my meals delivered, my laundry taken. All I had to do was sit. And at first, that seemed like a gift. Until I realized it was slowly taking away my reason to get up in the morning. There was a man down the hall, George, 84, a retired carpenter, hands that had built homes, fixed broken chairs, carved little toys for grandkids. But here, there were no tools, no workbenches, just silence. And his hands, folded quietly in his lap, growing more still each day. He once told me, "I don't feel like myself anymore. I feel unused." And I knew exactly what he meant. Because without purpose, even small, quiet purpose time stops feeling full. It just stretches, empty. So before you trade your responsibilities for rest, ask yourself, what gives my life meaning? And will I still have it once everything is done for me? Number 4, help can quietly make you weaker. I used to walk every day, stretch in the mornings, grocery shop once a week. Little things, but they kept me strong. Then I moved into the nursing home. Meals were delivered, laundry was folded, and if I needed anything, all I had to do was press a button. Convenient? Yes. Comfortable? Absolutely. But without realizing it, I started doing less and feeling less capable. My legs grew stiff. Getting out of a chair took more effort. Even walking down the hallway became something I avoided. And I wasn't alone. Alice, 81, sharp as a tack, used to walk the courtyard every morning. She joked she was too young to slow down. 3 months later, she was using a walker. 6 months in, she rarely left her room. One day, she whispered to me, "I think I aged 10 years in this place." And she wasn't wrong. Because when everything is done for you, your body forgets how to do it for itself. The intentions are good. They want to help. But sometimes, too much help slowly erases your strength, your habits, even your confidence. If you're thinking about this move, ask yourself, will you still have the motivation to move, stretch, and stay strong when the system is designed to make everything effortless? Because once you slow down, getting back up takes more than willpower. It takes a fight. Number 5, privacy feels like a privilege, not a right. At home, I had space. Not just a place to sit, but space to be. To close the door, breathe in silence, move at my own pace. In the nursing home, that space disappeared. Doors stayed open. Staff walked in without knocking. Room checks, shared bathrooms, constant company, whether you wanted it or not. Even simple moments, like getting dressed or using the toilet, became public acts. You're told, it's for your safety. And maybe it is, but it doesn't make it feel any less invasive. I remember the first time I had to wait for someone to help me shower. Not because I couldn't do it, but because I wasn't allowed to without supervision. That's when I realized, privacy isn't guaranteed. It's scheduled, monitored, approved. And then there's the issue of roommates. Not everyone gets a private room. I was lucky, mine was kind, quiet. But others weren't so fortunate. They shared space with people who snored, shouted, or simply didn't get along. And there's no door to close, no escape to your own corner of peace. When you lose privacy, something else goes with it. Dignity. When people stop asking and start assuming, when your routines aren't your own, when your name becomes part of a shift report, you begin to feel more like a task to be managed than a person to be seen. So, if you're considering this path, ask yourself, are you prepared to surrender the quiet control you've always had over your life, your space, your body? Because once it's gone, it's hard to reclaim. Number 6, getting out is much harder than getting in. When I first moved in, I told myself, if it doesn't work out, I'll just go home. I thought it was a trial, something temporary. But here's the truth, no one tells you. Once you're in, leaving isn't as easy as it sounds. My house sat empty for a few months. Then my kids started helping selling things I wouldn't need, suggesting we rent it out. And when I mentioned moving back, they hesitated. Are you sure you can manage on your own? Wouldn't it be safer to stay? It's just easier this way. But it wasn't just them. It was me. I wasn't as strong anymore. I had stopped cooking, cleaning, walking. My muscles had weakened. And worse, so had my confidence. I started asking myself, can I really go back to living alone? What if I fall? What if I fail? And just like that, the door I thought was open started closing. Others told me the same. They came here for a short stay, but their homes were sold, their savings drained, and the outside world, it stopped waiting. So before you assume you can just try it, ask yourself, if you give up your home, your routines, your strength, will you have what it takes to get them back later? Because the longer you stay, the harder it becomes to leave. Number 7, you don't just move your body, you move your identity. I thought moving into a nursing home meant changing my address, but it changed much more than that. I didn't just leave behind a house. I left behind a life I had built. My favorite chair by the window, the smell of my morning routine, the rhythm of my days shaped by me, not a schedule. In the nursing home, things looked neat, organized, safe, but I couldn't find myself in it. The things that used to make me, they were gone. My daily rituals, my personal touches, my little joys, my sense of purpose, my decisions, my identity. Over time, I stopped noticing how much had faded. You adapt, you adjust, you comply, and somewhere along the way, you forget who you used to be. I saw it in others too. Bright, spirited people becoming quieter, smaller, less themselves. It's not sudden, it's a slow unraveling, not because anyone means harm, but because the structure that holds you is built for order, not individuality. If you're considering this move, ask yourself, are you prepared for more than a change of scenery? Because what you're really giving up might be you. I don't regret growing older. I've earned every wrinkle, every memory, every lesson. But I do regret believing that a nursing home was my only option. I walked in hoping for comfort, safety, and peace of mind. What I found instead was a place that slowly, quietly, took pieces of my life. I didn't realize I was surrendering. That doesn't mean all nursing homes are bad. Some people truly need the care they provide. But before you make that decision, for yourself or someone you love, ask the hard questions. Not just about convenience, but about dignity, freedom, and identity. Because once you move in, life may never feel the same. If this message spoke to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. Share your experience or what you're struggling with. You're not alone in this. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep creating content that's honest, helpful, and human. Thank you for watching. And wherever you are in your journey, hold on to what matters for as long as you can.